Well, rugby fans, it's that time of year. It's the finals. I'm Brendan Munro. With me today, Mike James, and it's time to talk about the last game and the most important game of the year for all these clubs, the championship game. Mike, it's been a great rugby season so far, hasn't it?
It's been pretty entertaining. We've seen some good patches of rugby, some teams that the final finishers are perhaps not expected at the preseason. It's been an interesting season with lots of ups and downs, and we're very excited for the finals weekends this weekend.
Our feature match, of course, is going to be the Roundsville Cup final, contested between the University of British Columbia and the UVIC Vikes. UBC and UVIC played each other twice this season. UVIC just being edged out in both of those games by the UBC Thunderbirds. It's going to be a very tight contest on Saturday, isn't it?
Well, I think this is the first time we've ever seen in the Roundsville Cup that both university sides are in the final. Very exciting. UBC's been the cream of the crop of the competition this year. UVIC has been right behind them, very consistent, steady performers. We're going to have some really good young rugby athletes out there competing for the Roundsville Cup final this weekend. Very excited. They knocked off a lot of accomplished teams to get there, and very excited to see the game this weekend.
And speaking with both coaches leading up to the final, I was able to really get just a sense of pride that both of them had in seeing their teams make it to this point. It's been a very long time since UBC were both eligible for the Roundsville Cup and able to win it all the way back to 1947. UVIC, their most recent victory was in 2010. They are going to leave it all out on the field. 80 minutes of rugby, as we saw last year, can go right down to the very last play of the game, and it's all to play for.
Yeah, very exciting. Two university sides. I think it's full credit to the coaching staff. I mean, UVIC has always been a great center of formation for rugby players, and now UBC's really stepped up to the plate, and really excited to see these two athletic sides go at it this weekend.
Well, they've really led the CDI League from start to finish, and it's very appropriate that both those clubs are in there. So we look forward to the big championship game at Klahanie Park at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Lots of other championship rugby going on Saturday as well. Let's take a look at the Library Square matchup between Burnaby Lake and UVIC, making it with their first team in the Library Square Cup as well. Burnaby Lake has been there.
Yeah, Burnaby Lake has been there. I actually played last year for Burnaby Lake against UVIC, so Burnaby Lake will be going to look to repeat this year. But again, two strong clubs in the first division. That's really strong basis of the clubs. UVIC having two teams in the final is just an amazing rugby accomplishment. Burnaby Lake's first division side has been, again, kind of like UBC in the Premier Division, the cream of the crop. They're the current champions. Will be looking to repeat. And I expect that to be a very, very good game of rugby on Saturday afternoon.
UVIC really scoring at a tremendous rate throughout the year, over 500 points scored. Can the Burnaby Lake defense stop that offense coming out of UVIC?
Well, in final rugby, it all comes down to discipline and defense. So if Burnaby can be disciplined and not get penalized off the park and make their tackles, they stand a very good chance of playing against UVIC. I think Burnaby Lake has a very dense physical team as well, so it'll be up to UVIC to see how they can handle that physical density. But again, I think we're going to have a very good game of rugby Saturday afternoon in the First Division Library Square Cup, and really excited to see the game on Saturday.
The other feature game happening on Saturday at Klahanie Park is the Women's Premier Championship, the Gordon Harris Memorial Cup. Burnaby Lake also in that championship final, two-time defending champions. They look like they had a very tough test against Seattle coming into the semifinal. Very confidently won that game. They're taking on Veelox Valkyries, who are in pursuit of a perfect season. They've won all their games so far, by many of them by wide margins. Are they catchable, or are they just so much better than everybody else that Burnaby are going to be in for a really tough contest?
Well, you're going to have to come and watch the game to find out, Brendan. Burnaby Lake is a very, very strong women's program. They have excellent coaches. They have excellent final phase rugby playoff experience. An impressive personnel on both sides of the ball. Veelox with a star-laden female team. Burnaby Lake as well. And will it be the high power of Veelox going against the old stalwarts of Burnaby Lake? You're going to have to come to the game and find out.
It's been a tremendous year for some of those women's players on the national team. Veelox will have at least a couple of them out on the field. We're expecting Brittany Waters, Barbara Mervyn to be there, Amanda Thornborough. So it'll be a really star-studded lineup coming out from Veelox, and it'll be a really strong team effort coming from Burnaby Lake if they hope to win that game. So we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, if you're a fan of female rugby, you should really, for all the high school girls that are up and coming in female rugby, you should really come out and try and watch this game this weekend.
The other games going on on championship weekend, happening over at Brockton Oval. On the Okanagan Spring Brewery Division 1 side, we have the tradition, the Marilomas in the championship game against Seattle. That will be a barn burner. Those clubs have both dominated the Okanagan Spring Brewery competition throughout the year. They played a couple of times. On one of those occasions, Seattle knocked off Marilomas by just a couple of points. So as much as they've been separated from the rest of the league, they have been fairly close between the two of them. So slight edge to Seattle in head-to-head play, but it's really all to play for in that one too.
And it's a finals. Again, it's a playoff rugby. If you flip back last year, Seattle was the heavy favorite before they played UBC. UBC went on to win that game, and look at UBC a year later. So could this be a flashback or a flash forward for the future to come? The Marilomas have had a great year rebuilding. They've got lots of club culture, lots of enthusiasm, lots of wind in their sails to be taking on the top-notch Seattle team. That is going to be a one-cracker of a game.
Also getting into the Okanagan Spring Brewery final in Division 2, we have Richmond, who will be going head against Abbotsford, a couple of teams from the Fraser Valley Rugby Union, who have really great programs, a really wide base of athletes to support those programs, and this is their opportunity to show that they have some pretty good rugby players in their club.
Just because they're not playing Premier doesn't mean these games don't matter. I mean, Abbotsford and Richmond are two long-storied clubs in the Fraser Valley, and for them to be in the final, they're going to take it very, very seriously. So if you can't make it to Klahani, make it to Brockton and check out these games.
And of course, we'd like to say a big recognition and congratulations to the teams that have made it into the final in the other divisions, the Women's Division 1, between United and between Cowichan. And on Division 2, we have Kelowna and Comox. I think somebody deserves hardware for making that bus trip all the way out. It's a long commute for both of them, but we look forward to seeing them on Saturday. And also in Men's Division 3, a couple of pool championships. Kelowna again making the trip. They're going to be playing against Veelox, who are making the trip over from the island. And it's SFU and Chilliwack in Pool B. Both of all those competitions really showcasing some athletes who just passionately care about the game, and as you said, not Premier Rugby, but people that really, really care about their club and about the competition, and really are the grassroots of rugby in this program.
I think it's so important that these teams get recognized and have the ability to play for hardware. We thank all those guys for the efforts they've put in, and really excited to see the results that happen this weekend.
So after club finals, we're going to have a big after party at Library Square Public House, 300 West Georgia in downtown Vancouver. Come down and join us for that. We'll have a bunch of the teams there. We'll have some awards. The teams will have their hardware trophies with them. Chance for some photo opportunities, a couple of laughs. Be a good time. So come on down to that. And thanks to the crew at Library Square, Lewis Hart and the rest of the staff there for having us down. And it promises to be a great after party. The first time we've done this, and we're looking forward to seeing you there. Some of the championships have already happened. Away from the 15 side, we had the Sevens high school finals a couple of weeks ago, first on Vancouver Island and then at St. George's here in Vancouver. It was a very impressive turnout of strong teams in both those competitions. I thought the team that organized the Sevens tournament, especially on Vancouver Island, did a tremendous job of just really stepping up the professionalism of that tournament. The girls, I know, really appreciated that, and we saw a great final between Brentwood and Cowichan, which Brentwood took the title in front of 3,000 rugby fans at Langford Stadium, checking out the women's sevens and checking out some great high school girls sevens as well. And then we had, once again, the two heavyweights in the boys high school side, St. George's taking on Shawnigan Lake, and we've seen both of those schools go back and forth throughout the years, but it's a three-peat for St. George's as they were able to take out a very early lead against Shawnigan Lake and just held on the rest of the way. Some very great stars of rugby being formed at that level. I'm sure we see them starting to really hone their game at the BC Elite Youth 7 side, and then they're going to be working their way up through the provincial side at the probably into the national level soon. BC has really done a great job of creating those national sevens athletes, especially on the men's side. And we see that with the success the Canada Sevens programs having, usually 7, 8, 9 BC players are on that team every tournament.
The high school tournaments for Sevens side have just been a great vehicle for talent identification and more opportunities for the players to play more competitive rugby. This sevens tournament just happened here before the 15s, well, the 15s season at the high school level is going on for both boys and girls. So it's just a great opportunity from BC Rugby to provide these athletes more opportunity to play.
And that's really about all we have for this episode, Mike. It's been a lot of fun working with you throughout the season. We've done several of these BC Rugby Club episodes. We've brought you rugby every Saturday, whether it's CDI or women's streaming or high school. It's been a lot of rugby throughout the year, and a lot of great memories for the athletes on the field and a fun time for the broadcast team as well.
Yeah, we try to keep it clean, but today will be short and sweet, but it's been a pleasure to do the broadcast and webcast, and we hope that you've enjoyed them at home.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing you down at the field at Clahaney Park or at Brockton on Saturday. And if for some reason you can't make it, of course, we'll be there to bring it to you live on bcrugby.com, streaming throughout the day. So all the best, and we'll see you again next rugby season.
BC Rugby. We would like to thank Canadian Direct Insurance, B2 Gold, Neurogenesis Happy Water, Adira Live West Coast, Extreme Rugby Wear, Okanagan Spring Brewery, Grosvenor, Avis Young, Thorstenson's, and Langara Fishing and Adventure.